What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we've got some brand spanking new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, revealing official information. And so, let's get started. Now, first things first, what's been going on this week for Destiny 2? Well, just on the weekend, I will say there was something pretty crazy going on. Trials of Osiris, the loot drops were kind of glitched, and you were getting double, if not more, of the rewards, as you can see right here. Like, this is all the loot I got for a 7-win streak. It was absolutely wild. Bungie did just keep it in for the fun, but this is going away for the upcoming weekend. Just wanted to let you know. But in terms of the Tuesday weekly reset, something very big happened, and that was the developer livestream revealing Heresy Act II. Now, if you want a full recap of that livestream, check out my video linked right up above. However, in the TWAB, Bungie kind of rehashes a lot of what they talked about in this livestream, but also adds additional context and information. With that in mind, Bungie talks about the new Court of Blades activity. Now, they say players will fight through arenas of enemies with escalating difficulty to compete for the mantle of the Taken King, using ruins to uplift their playstyle and push through challenges. Mainly, like in the screenshot you see here, you go to these different statues and select what boon specifically you want for the next encounter. Then after that, they talk about the heretical arsenal growing. Importantly, they say all 5 of the remaining episode Heresy Weapons are being added in Act 2. So on the live stream, they went over the Glaive, the first ever Strand Glaive. They went over the Void Fusion Rifle, the Void Lightweight Frame Bow, and the Heavy Burst Arc Sidearm. But you can see here in the image, we have the SMG. They did not go over this in the live stream. It's called the Mir Imago, and it's a legendary Strand submachine gun belonging to the Adaptive Frame, 900 rounds per minute archetype, guys. And you can see the perks right here. I mean, like Overflow plus something like, you know, Hatchling, Sword Logic, etc. There's some okay rolls here for sure. But again, super interesting that they're basically adding, they're not splitting these up into Act 2 and Act 3. They're adding all the remaining weapons on the next Tuesday weekly reset with Act 2, which is very interesting. Now, after that, guys, they also went over the new row of seasonal artifact perks. You can see them right here. I'm not going to go over them because I did in the previous video, but these are going to be focused around trace rifles. So definitely time to dust off those trace rifles within your vault. The microcosm especially is going to be pretty juicy with a lot of these artifact perks. Moving on from there, guys, another huge part of the live stream, and you know, the thing that made it a lot bigger than most people expected, was the fact that Bungie showcased a bunch of stuff coming in Act 3, and what really shocked people was the announcement of the Rite of the 9 event. So this is free for all players, and Bungie says no matter if you're a new player or a veteran, everyone will have a chance to experience a new twist on 3 classic dungeons: Prophecy, Spire of the Watcher, and Ghosts of the Deep. And that means previously Spire and Ghost were locked behind dungeon keys. Now they're free for everyone during this event. Players will have a chance to jump into the new Learn As You Go Explore mode, and those brave enough can ramp up the difficulty in the new Ultimatum mode. They say take on the 3 levels of challenge to earn new rewards, like some very strong, very 9-themed weapons. So yes, the dungeon weapons are getting a cosmetic makeover, as well as some brand new perk rolls available and a new origin trait, guys, during this event. There's going to be shiny versions, just like Into the Light. It does sound like a pretty sick event. After that, we're also getting a Sunless Cell Strike reprise, so a new strike is going to be available, and we get the Heavy Metal PvP mode, which is Briggs versus tanks, which is pretty crazy. Now, moving on from there, Bungie takes a lot more time to talk about another event coming next Tuesday, which is going to be Guardian Games 2025. And this year, there are some big changes. First of all, the new Rushdown activity. Bungie says it's a boss rush style activity where you'll balance a series of bosses taken from Destiny 2's campaigns, seasonal story missions, and exotic missions. With each boss encounter defeated, combatants in the activity increase in difficulty. With 5 total encounters per run, you'll have a time limit to complete the run, with time added for each successful encounter completion. Completing encounters in a run will earn your rewards, with faster times offering a chance for more drops or higher quality loot. They also say you'll have 3 ways to play Rushdown. You can start in the warm-up mode, which will be your entry point for the activity. Standard and Expert then ramp up the difficulty, offering more powerful combatants with modifiers and adding revive tokens to the mix. And each mode will offer options for standard matchmaking, class-based matchmaking, and private fire team. As you work your way through Rushdown, your performance will help determine the quality of your rewards. You will be judged on 2 criteria: bosses defeated and total score. You can increase your score by completing encounters quickly and earning bonus points for the extra time remaining. Limiting your use of revive tokens will also increase your score, as you get a bonus for unused tokens. So they also say completing at least 3 encounters in any mode will guarantee a Guardian Games weapon drop for that run, with 5 score thresholds: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. Reaching higher thresholds in standard and expert modes will improve your chance for additional perks on Guardian Games weapon drops for that run. High scores in expert mode will also offer the chance to earn fully masterworked Guardian Games weapons with additional perks, guys. Crazy. And they also talk about be proud of your class. While there is a lot to do during Guardian Games, the path to victory is simple. Team up with other members of your class to compete in PvP, complete activities, and earn precious medallions. Bank your medallions at the podium to earn points for your class. Each day, class scores will be measured by the average medallion score of all players who've deposited a medallion that day, separated by class, of course. The class that has won the most days by the end of the event gets gold and, more importantly, bragging rights. Then they say, depending on your contributions to Guardian Games All-Stars, you'll also earn glows to proudly wear. These are linked to your personal and group achievements, and we have 4 in total. 1 for being the best in the Tower Guardian, another for being a member of the winning class of the day, a shoulder glow linked to your weekly performance in Rushdown, a second shoulder glow for your weekly performance in Supremacy and Gambit, and a bronze, silver, and gold glow in the shape of a laurel crown, depending on your class place in the Friday coronation ceremony. So, oh my goodness, so much going on with Guardian Games. They also mention you'll have a chance to grab some returning favorites. Last year we introduced the first ever skimmer, which will be available to grab again this year. And the brand new Guardian Games weapon being added this year is the Curanios, whatever it's called. It's a new arc trace rifle, and they say it has some very strong arc-centric combos: jolting feedback, check; recycled energy, I don't know about that one, yep, and rolling storm. Yes, if it can get like jolting feedback and rolling storm on the same roll, that could actually be crazy. They also say new event, new look, guys, with a showcase of the new armor sets coming with Guardian Games. Those do look pretty sick. Available with silver or bright dust. And then also, obviously, new title and event card. There's a new like jersey you can get. And there's another big like streamer event. You can see the information on screen right here, guys. But then they also say don't forget to sub to our creators too. A gift sub on Twitch during Guardian Games period will earn you this emblem, guys. So definitely check out your favorite streamer. I'm probably gonna have to, it's been a little hectic here with the kids, but I'm probably gonna have to do a couple streams during Guardian Games for sure, guys. Rushdown actually does sound like my cup of tea as a PvE guy. Now, after all of that, guys, I also want to mention, Bungie doesn't mention it here, but it's very important. They said during the live stream that the new Void Rocket sidearm is dropping from Nightfalls this upcoming Tuesday. So what an absolutely jam-packed week for Destiny 2. Wow. Now, After that, they talk about the Act II Crucible Strike Team update. First of all, Redrix's Estoc reward and focusing fix, you can see that right here, and more importantly, the Redrix's tuning, guys. So they're actually tuning sword logic damage against players in PvP. It will not affect PvE, but they reduce the base damage bonus for kills against players from 20% to 15%, and they increased the damage bonus for kills against players in Super from 35% to 50% to kind of compensate. Now, they also say, as mentioned before, we will be adding this perk to more weapons in the future, and we need it to be in line with our other damage perk options in the PvP sandbox. For perks in the Crucible, we generally cap damage effects that trigger off a single weapon kill with no additional action required at 15%, like Master of Arms and Golden Tricorn. But another thing they're going to be doing is walking back some of the buff that lightweight pulse rifles received in update 8.1.5.3, and you can see the changes right here, like body shot damage reduced, critical hit damage against players slightly reduced, and yeah, they say this is still a damage increase over the values pre this patch, but it does shift some of the forgiveness and optimal kill thresholds downwards. And they also kind of explain, hey, yes, the Redrix's is the massive outlier in terms of lightweight pulses, but they say, honestly, all lightweight pulses are in a pretty good spot right now, which is why we kind of addressed that. They're also going to reduce the handling stat on the Estoc from 79 to 74, guys. Moving on from there, they also have solo versus fireteam loss forgiveness. They say, as a reminder, when Act 2 goes live, so does our newest mechanic for Trials of Osiris and competitive playlists. If you need a refresher on how things will change, basically, we will allow duos to match trios right off the bat in both Trials and competitive. This will continue to allow duos to play with our 3v3 playlist without making it feel like an advantage that they can avoid trios. We have not enabled this in the past because for the solo player that gets brought into the match to fill the duo's team, it always feels like a bad experience to see a trio on the other side. We also understand that filling out duo games with solo players often makes it feel like a lottery to see who gets the better team. To help with this friction, we'll be setting it up so that any solo player that gets matched against a larger fire team in either Trials or competitive will be granted loss forgiveness for the match on the condition that they do not quit, go AFK, or intentionally throw the game. Doing any of these actions will result in a loss. So definitely more forgiving for solo players, guys. After that, they have On the Prowl and Smoke Crucible tuning. So, for the Smoke debuff, no longer reduces player move speed or jump height, no longer reduces player weapon handling, no longer suppresses player movement abilities, and then On the Prowl, hunted players no longer have a pink glow in the first person perspective, and they reduced the glow intensity on hunted players in third person, guys. So definitely a nerf to the Void Hunter meta there. They also say get that new Trials sniper rifle starting tomorrow, guys. The Keen Thistle will be the featured Trials weapon. After that, they have a reminder of account linking update right here. Then they have a Moments of Triumph Bungie store sale, you can see right here. And as a reminder, if you buy something from the Bungie store, you will get this emblem, guys. And then they have hashtag D2 fashion feedback and one more armor ornament preview. So they say as Codename Frontiers gets closer, we're starting to get hyped about all of the fashion that's just around the corner. Once again, we're tipping our hands a little to show off an ornament for another exotic armor in desperate need of a glow up. The next exotic armor getting its first ever ornament is none other than the strongest exotic arms for the Titans often, and that is going to be the Worm God Caress. So here is what that ornament is going to look like, guys. Now, they also say that there is an Emerald City Comic-Con Guardian Gathering that is coming. You can see the information right here, guys. They go over some known issues, a warning about recov services. Don't use them in case you don't know. And then, guys, the last thing I want to mention is Daylight Savings Time. So yes, that is happening over this weekend, and that's going to change the daily reset time from 9 a.m. Pacific to 10 a.m. Pacific. So it's going to be like an hour later, kind of technically, not technically, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, that is actually quite important. Don't wake up an hour early for no reason for that Tuesday weekly reset. And so guys, there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.